tune in KGLT. Coffee show fans apply. Coffee show fans equal
Oodalolly, oodalolly, golly, what a day. It is time for another coffee show here on KGLT, KGLZ, and KGLT.net. And I am here with my friend, Lil Randy. Hi, Randy.
Hi, Keith. It's golly, what a Wednesday.
It's Robin Keith to you.
I'll just call you Rob for short. Is
Sure,
that okay?
that's fine. Yeah,
Good,
that's
yeah.
good. I don't share many similarities to the fictional or possibly historically accurate character Robin Hood in that I don't use a bow and arrow, and I don't look good in green.
You don't live in the forest. You have too many allergies to live in a forest.
Way too many. But I do condone robbing from the rich and giving to the poor.
Yeah, or just robbing from the rich and keeping it yourself, you greedy scumbag.
Robin Hood in Time Bandits. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you could just, keep it for yourself, become one of the rich, and then you don't know who to steal from.
Listen, the best way to steal from rich people is to become a rich person. If 80s movies taught me anything, it is that.
Trading places, for one.
The primary one.
Yeah, that's the only one you really need, I think.
Yeah, there's some problematic jokes. But again, there's some problematic jokes
Most
in everything
movies
in
from
the
the 80s, they're created in a certain time frame. But I did take away the lesson that you shouldn't buy orange juice futures. It's just not worth it. I don't buy orange juice in the present either. I don't enjoy orange juice, so I won't buy it at the grocery store.
It's just a glass of sugar. Like, juice is, it's tasty.
Stop, you're making me want it. But no, continue, sorry.
Nutritionally, very little difference between a glass of orange juice and just pouring yourself a big old Mountain Dew.
There's more vitamin C in the orange juice.
Yeah, but you don't need that much, Linus Pauling. Sorry.
I like that the caffeinated beverage, it saps my bones of any material that they need to stay unflexible.
Leaches out the calcium.
Yeah.
Listen, I've got flappy bones and I love it.
Human man works hard to get his bones so pliable. If they bend, they won't break, right? That's the idea.
Exactly.
They get a flexible skeleton, and you can just bounce off of any injury. And your internal organs will take over where the skeleton doesn't break the fall.
I'm evolving into a thing where I don't need my skeleton to protect my organs. I need my organs to protect my skeleton. That's why I've got an iron stomach, an iron liver, iron guts, and a floppy, flappy skeleton.
I just want my rib cage to make the accordion sound when I hit the ground.
You could drop a piano on me and it would sound like a concertina.
The piano would, or you would? Because I think we have opposite goals here.
Oh, I would sound like a concertina, and I would walk away boing, boing, and it would do the bellows noise. But that's just due to my the asthma, my wheezing when you drop a piano
Again,
on me.
why you don't live in the forest, right?
Yeah, no, I'm very bad at all of it, and that is why instead I rob from the rich and drop it in the tip jar at Program Underwriter Ghost Town Coffee Roasters, featuring locally roasted specialty coffee equipment, barista training.
First lesson of barista training, they've just recently adjusted the order in which they instruct. First lesson is don't live in the woods. There aren't as many customers there. You'll never become one of the rich if you don't live where the customers are.
I did the barista training where we had to fight with sticks on a bridge over a creek. Ha, hoo, ha, parry, thrust, dodge, duck, dive.
It was stirring sticks, right? Like the coffee stirring sticks?
Yes, it's very close quarters combat. Cars by Gary Newman. Before that, you heard Devo with their song Postmodern Man, and we started this week's coffee show with a video by Jeff Lynne from the soundtrack to the never released on home DVD or Blu-ray or streaming movie Electric Dreams. I want to see it.
You've never seen Electric Dreams?
No.
Oh, I've seen it. It's been a long, long time. I saw it in the 80s on video cassette.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I have a Betamax player, so it's harder for me to find movies.
It's kind of like a less understanding how technology works version of Her.
That was exactly what I was going to ask.
Yeah, kind of.
It's about like a dude who has a computer and they're each in love with the pretty lady next door. He's a nerd and he has a computer. So I assume this is a cautionary tale about AI. It's just 50 years before its time.
Yeah, a little prior to, because basically, the computers weren't as connected to the internet, so you didn't have as much to worry about there. The display, where you have the face on the computer or whatever, is really horrible green monitor, the blockiest pixelation graphics you can imagine. CGA, perhaps, tops.
If you're lucky, yeah, like smiley face or frowny face.
Sure.
When that's how they displayed emotions. I'm mad.
Yeah, so it's basically like that. And it's exactly as interesting as it sounds. Some okay performances for its time, but not a good movie. Good soundtrack, as you just heard.
Do they challenge each other to a game of chess? Is that how they win at the end?
There is no global thermonuclear war, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, it was exactly what I was asking, referencing the Matthew Broderick movie War Games, also from the 80s. 1,000 years ago when we were worried about the implications of computers, unlike today where we just have realized the computers have won.
Yeah. Also, Matthew brought to our attention, of course, the risks that come with a lady who can turn into a hawk. So I appreciate that hasn't become a bigger problem because of the awareness that he raised.
Has he spent his entire career? I know he is in the new streaming series where he plays one of the horrible people one of the Sacklers who got everyone addicted to opioids. Like, does Matthew Broderick only play cautionary tale roles? Like, watch out for ladies who can turn into hawks.
He warns you about the brevity of life, and if you don't slow down once in a while and look around, you might miss it.
You might miss it. Yeah. Where was I? I was on it and then I lost it. He's there to warn us about the fairness of our electoral system.
Yeah.
In the movie Election.
He was there to warn us about using monkeys for animal testing for
that was it.
For
Project
government
X.
projects.
Yes,
Project
that was what
X,
I was trying to remember. Yes,
Okay.
exactly that. Has he ever just made a movie where he's just like, that's Brighton Beach Memoirs? That's about it.
Yeah. The Brotherhood of Men, he was constantly warning us about the dangers of the Brotherhood of Men in business.
In how to succeed in business without really trying. That was never made into a movie, sadly.
Well, no, but he was still trying to warn us from Broadway, which granted is not the best mouthpiece through which to shout.
I think he successfully warned us off of Broadway with the movie of the musical of The Producers.
The Producers? Sure.
He also is married to a famous actor, so is it another cautionary tale?
Sarah Jessica Parker?
Yeah, is that why I shouldn't watch the new Sex and the City reboot?
No, you should go back and watch Real Genius, which stars her brother, who it creepily looks like her as a young teen boy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Real Genius stars Val Kilmer. Is her brother?
Well, it stars Val Kilmer, and it also stars, the young kid who...
Kind of the sort of audience insert person?
Right, the actual lead character who... so maybe they're not related.
Oh.
My God, they look identical.
Maybe they're long-lost twins.
Maybe.
You know how it is with long-lost twins. You're separated at birth. If anything, being raised in the 1980s also taught us that is a common occurrence and that you will only meet each other again through wacky circumstances, perhaps at a summer camp or getting the exact same tattoo on opposite shoulders when you look over and see your long-lost twin at Bozeman's Tattoo Alley.
Whoa, this is way too big to be a coincidence. You also have an I'm with stupid tattoo? We're probably related. We're probably siblings. Yeah, so while it turns out that actor Gabriel Jarrett and Sarah Jessica Parker are not related, go back and watch Real Genius, and with Sarah Jessica Parker in your head, say to yourself that that's not her, because it's totally her. It's totally her in Real Genius. You wait and see.
Maybe she's a better actor than we knew.
That's possible. I'd be impressed if that were the case.
You ever had that dream where you're standing naked on top of a pyramid and thousands of women are chanting your name and throwing dill pickles at you? Just me, huh?
No, it wasn't a dream. I was awake at the time.
That's true. Pyramids appear all over the earth, and you were in Mexico. I remember that.
Sure, I just happened to be atop a pyramid. Like, sometimes I am. It's kind of a thing.
Yeah, you got there at the annual Dill Pickle Festival.
They grow the cucumbers right up there on the pyramid. The steps of the pyramid, It's like a ziggurat, and that's where they grow the...
Yeah, the Mayans invented the cucumber. Yeah, cultivated the cucumber, yeah.
There's the dill on one level. You don't need as much, so it's up on the smaller ring of the pyramid,
It's a reference to the movie Real Genius, I guess, in case I need to say that for people who are wondering if I just had a stroke mid-show.
It's also a reference to the grocery store item you can purchase, pickles. Try them in your grocer's pickle section.
They do have a whole section for them. It's
They
True.
do.
Yeah.
It's next to the peanut butter sometimes for some reason.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I mean, like, if anything, the last few years have taught us that there could be imminent shortages of food. So we need to put things in jars with brine, Randy. I don't know.
Maybe it is just that those are things in jars that we haven't found a way to can peanut butter or pickles yet. We don't want to sell it to you in one of those twist tie bags that we have in the produce section. You don't want a whole leaky bag of brine on the way home.
You go up to Canada, they got milk in bags, they got brine in bags, they got peanut butter in bags up there. They don't care.
Do they?
No, I'm lying. This is a joke for a bit.
I would buy peanut butter in a bag. You could squeeze it like a tube of toothpaste. You'd get all the peanut butter out more easily.
Kids today got Go-Gurt. Randy's got Go-Nut peanut butter. I know, Go-Nut sounds really bad.
Butter is
Yeah, Go-Nut butter sounds bad. I need some protein before I do these sweet kickflips on my skateboard, says Randy, wearing his helmet and elbow pads and knee pads and full skater protective gear.
I want to pull off this trick, but my jaw isn't matted together with goo. All this mouth movement is keeping me from concentrating. Help, peanut butter. And then I do the sweet trick, and I'm like, thanks, peanut butter!
I don't know how that ad didn't become, like, multinational. I
Yeah.
can't believe they canceled you after, like, one airing.
Skateboarders as a whole grouped together. They saved their allowance and got a lawyer and put the whole thing to a stop.
Well, also, like, your one trick was an ollie. It wasn't that impressive.
Yeah, I did the kick stomp where you catch the board after you've gotten off of it.
Circumstances of the world have led me to realize the importance of brining and keeping foods in case of an emergency or a shortage. And that is why I have brined a whole bunch of my favorite food in the world, pizza from program underwriter Columbo's Pizza and Pasta. And as this airs, I believe the official grand opening, full launch of the Break Room, their new tap house and video gamery that is located in the same building as Columbo's. I think they're going to close the parking lot and have a big to-do.
I'm excited. Are they going to have fireworks?
I hope not.
I'll go either way.
Yeah.
I'll go either way. I hope not. There's a ban on fireworks in the city limits.
Good.
And last I checked, they were in the city limits. Sparklers only.
They got some brined fireworks. They don't go off real good, but they smell terrible.
What do you taste more? Do you taste more of the brine or the extinguished firework that got dunked in the brine?
Sulfurous. It's like a pickled egg. I don't know the difference.
Ugh.
You heard a brand new song by Tessa Violet. Her new album is called My God. You heard the track Play with Fire. Prior to that, Try Me by Caro Caro Bonito. And we started that batch of songs with K-pop star Kisum and her song No Jam.
Just pro jelly, apparently.
Not everybody wants crunchy seeds on their toast.
Or in my jack-o'-lantern, I always scoop them out. Gross.
Yeah.
When I'm eating jack-o'-lanterns, I don't want the seeds in there.
But you're not making a jelly nor a jam out of it. At best, a pie.
I'm not making any of those things.
Oh, really? You're not making a pie?
No,
out of your
I'm
pumpkin?
going to program underwriter Whistle Pig Korean, where they have better food. Just go up to the counter and ask, do you have any whole pumpkins? Do you have any of those? No? Seasonally only? Okay, I'll have something else, thank you. I'm going to need a minute to look at the menu.
Wait,
Sorry.
they're not endemic to South Korea? Okay, cool. Let me see if I can find something else here that I want to have.
Tough. You go in hoping that you can have a whole pumpkin, and you suddenly have to swivel, turn on a dime, you know?
Yeah, I know it's like when you get your mouth set on pumpkin. You know, you're like one seasonal latte that doesn't taste like pumpkin, but just tastes like too much nutmeg.
Do you have any of those small, like baseball-sized pumpkins? I'll have like 3 of those.
Yeah, I love a decorative gourd. We went to a fun seasonal pumpkin patch thing last Halloween, bought a small sort of more decorative gourd, set it on our counter, and it is still in the same condition it was in mid-October.
So was this like a hayride, or did you go inside like a Pier 1 Exports? Because they sell plastic decorative gourds, Keith.
This was more like the hayride function, only you had to like use your own Chevrolets to get around, and like, you know,
Right.
there were like goats you could pet and pick your own pumpkin out of a field. But then we grabbed this little stripy decorative gourd, literally it just as solid as the day we got it.
You must never open that gourd, Keith. It's Pandora's gourd.
Oh no!
Trapped inside is all evil.
All evil? Is that why it's not rotted out? Are you sure it's not maybe like a really good gourd, and if we open it, like goodness will escape?
Well, what I'm saying is it has pumpkin seeds inside, which, as I've said, I do not care for. I define that as all worldly evil.
Even roasted?
Oh, those are pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Like pepitas, yeah, pretty tasty. Seasoned with garlic, maybe.
The pumpkin guts otherwise, but the seeds, Well, Randy, though, just as it takes guts to make a pumpkin that holds all worldly evil, it takes a lot of guts to get out there on stage and make jokes up without a net. And that is why I am also super pleased to thank our newest program underwriter, Last Best Comedy, online at lastbestcomedy.com.
I visited that website just this past week.
Nice.
There's a lot of fun-looking people on there.
I have visited that club. And there's some fun-looking people on stage doing funny stuff. You know, they didn't throw pumpkins at me, and that's good.
When you're throwing produce at a performer, you tend to go for the spoiled tomatoes and bits of heads of lettuce. You don't go for the larger, more damaging ears of corn. You could really boomerang one of those up there.
Yeah, it is always tomatoes and like loose cabbage. Nobody's throwing stalks of celery up at...
Yeah, rhubarb. They leave that at home.
Well, I mean, a hard beet or a rutabaga, you could do real damage. Don't do that.
Yeah, I like to carry a tomato on me just in case I need a tomato. If I need to make a sauce or slice up a tomato, you can take a bite out of it, put it back in your pocket. Nothing bad happens.
Tomato a day keeps the chiropractor away.
Medieval people, they'd often get pushed out of the way by a royal riding by in a carriage, and they'd fall down and they'd be like, "Oh, I fell on my tomato." They leave a bright red stain on the only garment that they own. Now I have to move up wash day from once a year to now. I should have thrown it when I was there at the theater.
I had tickets to the matinee, too. It's so close. You stupid prince, we're starting a revolution.
If only I had left the produce behind and brought my torch and pitchfork. I'm so ill-equipped for this event. Kill the monster! Kill the monster! He's holding a tomato and some lettuce. Like, no, you've done it wrong again.
That monster is just a really bad stand-up comic.
What is deal with airplane trip? It is in sky where do not belong.
Have you ever noticed monster drive like this? But puny human just drive like this. Have you ever had one of those days where you have to throw little girl in pond?
Why bolts when body part already conduct electricity?
Brides always be shopping.
I think we're gonna get more out of this than anyone, but
Isn't that usually our show?
yeah, I think so. Good luck editing any of that to make any sense.
Pepe Deluxe with their song Big Fat Woodpecker. Before that, you heard The Allergies featuring Andy Cooper and Marietta Smith from their newest record that just came out earlier this year called Promised Land. The song Are You Ready? And we started that set of tunes with Sporto Cantes and their song Whistle, which I can't really do with any alacrity.
You can't whistle?
I'm not great at it. Despite what Stephen Sondheim wrote, not anyone can whistle.
It's true. Give us your best whistle, just as an example.
Okay, I will. Hold on.
You gotta spit out your saltines and peanut butter that you've been eating.
Yeah, this peanut butter in a tube is going to make it really challenging. But, all right.
That was terrible.
Yeah,
that wasn't even an attempt.
Really bad.
I'm sorry that you can't whistle. That seems like, in this day and age, probably the next thing that people will have to activate their phones instead of saying, like, hello, computer, those types of things.
Yeah.
I won't say the actual thing, so I don't set off people's devices, but, you'll have to whistle a certain tune to get your computer to recognize you, your phone.
Yeah, so you're trying to breed it out of us. Fine, I hear there's some type of eugenics BS going on. I gotcha.
Yeah. It's just sign into your computer using your secret protected whistle, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah, you can do that, but I have to go.
Didn't recognize that. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, let me try
whistle.
again. Yeah. Is that helpful?
Yeah, you'll just have to use one of those Captain Crunch whistles that used to trick the phones into giving you free phone calls.
Yeah, the yippies. All right. I get those free long distance because now long distance is no longer a thing.
It's all long distance. It's all going really far no matter where you're calling.
Yeah, we have grown further apart as a species than we have grown further together thanks to technology. And that is why I think it is ever more important to connect through the things that come through our community, be it face-to-face conversation, community theater, listening to some dorks on the radio, or just bellying up to the bar and sharing a beer with your fellow citizens at program underwriter Neptune's Brewery.
Yeah, and stop ordering your drinks through their Facebook page. That's not how it works.
I keep posting 1 beer, please. And they're like, sir, you have to actually come into our establishment.
They just send you an animated GIF of the hand sliding the beer down the bar.
From the video game Tapper.
Yes. Yeah, and you use your Tapper emojis to respond.
Yeah.
A satisfied customer.
Yep, I drink a beer and throw it up in the air and the mug lands on my head and I do a little dance before level 2.
You leave the little pixelated money way down at the end of the bar so he has to run down to get it.
It's a sucker bet. It's a sucker bet to run down for the bonus money.
Depends.
This is a joke for me and maybe you. Anyone else? I don't know. This was a video game from our youth.
Yeah, you can illegally download a MAME file of Tapper and experience that. How
Yeah,
about that?
tap it for yourself. You can play the original, which was themed to Budweiser, or the root beer Tapper, which was made available in Utah and other locations.
Yeah, I don't believe the root beer Tapper had any affiliated root beer brand with it,
No.
which seems like a real waste.
What would be the best one?
Mug at the time, probably. I think Barks is too new.
Yeah, and it has bite. That's too edgy.
Henry Weinhard's wasn't a root beer at the time, but they could have, it was the ultimate crossover just waiting to happen.
Dang, dude, that's a good root beer. We were talking about root beer, and I'm like, I haven't had a root beer probably in like 15 years. And then you said that, and I was like, I could murder about 2 of those right now.
Well, that was the one that was made by Budweiser, right? So it's
Was it?
I think so. That's their.
I didn't know that. That was just
Now
a
let
really
me
good root beer.
Pause to look.
All right. I have frozen in place while Randy Googles.
Okay. Coors owns it, apparently.
The people who make a beer so close to root beer, it's indistinguishable.
Henry Weinhard's Private Reserve has been slated for discontinuation, according to Molson, as of August 2021. You missed your opportunity there, Keith, for the Private Reserve. You had to know the secret whistle for the Private Reserve anyway, so I'm sorry that wouldn't have been an opportunity for you anyway.
So many things I've been excluded from in our culture because of my inability to pinch my lips together and blow. What is the line from the movie?
Put.
Yeah, to just put my lips together and blow.
Isn't the default state of lips just together? Like if you're not breathing through your mouth or something, you know?
Yeah, your default state is like mouth breathing. That's probably not so cool.
All right, you mouth breather, I'm going to teach you how to whistle. First, put your lips together.
Well, I think we should continue these lessons probably off mic because it's time for us to adjourn. Folks at home, thank you so much for joining us this week on The Coffee Show. It has been our pleasure and privilege as always to play music for you and to joke around. I guess remember our cautionary tale of the perils of not being able to whistle and whatever else.
Always have a flexible skeleton and carry a tomato with you just in case.
Words to live by. And we will be back next week with more music and fun when I say that he is Randy.
And he is Keith.
Snappy catchphrase. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of The Coffee Show World of Content. We want to say a very quick thanks to our good friend Jake Monin for our theme song and let you know that all the incidental music in between is from our friends in the band The Ornery Jacks. Thank you so much to them for writing such great music. You can find all of their tunes and more on the internet. You know how to do that, but we've provided some links in the text description as well for you.
Yes, and I like subscribe notification.
I rang bell and left review and comment.
You sound like the Hunchback.
Well, this is my sanctuary, and also I have a constant ringing in my ears, so fair enough.